I'm Brian from MEW. How are you? So we're not creative with naming at MyEtherWallet. That's why we're called MyEtherWallet. So yeah, this is TOKEN2049 presentation. No, it's a UX decision. We decided, like, let's not confuse the issue. No, this is, it's called, the actual name of this talk is Building User-Friendly Tools for Crypto User Adoption. I'm not sure how the font got changed on that, though. But yeah, so what I'm going to be doing for the next 10 minutes or so is kind of telling you the story of MEW up until this point, because it is a story of UX. It's a story of the evolution of UX. So for those of you who are not familiar, MyEtherWallet launched in 2015, in August of 2015. For context, Ethereum launched on mainnet in late July 2015, which means we're practically twins. We were born at the same time, and we came out as just a side project. It was just two people coding, throwing a link on Reddit, and then going back to their day jobs. And this started an evolution as Ethereum grew, as interest in crypto grew, so did interest in MyEtherWallet. And it became organically. User acquisition began organically. And it wasn't until the ball really started getting rolling that we had to actually think about, okay, what is it that users need from us? Because we were learning on the fly. Now, this right here, where did this font come from? This is great. This right here is MyEtherWallet version 3. Now, if you participated in the ICO boom in any capacity in 2017, you probably encountered this page more than once. And depending on your level of technical sophistication, that might have been for better or for worse. This was a tool, and it's a workhorse. It's a tool by developers for developers to solve what is a technological problem of key generation and key storage. And I'm going to give you, but I do not come from a technical background. I am in tech. I am not of it. And I'm going to make a confession. So the first time when I started researching crypto, my research led me to MyEtherWallet. And when I was making the decision whether or not to invest in Ethereum, I typed in myetherwallet.com into my browser. This popped up, and I said, nah. And then I X'd out, and I didn't go back. I didn't get back. I didn't really go back until I started collecting paychecks from MyEtherWallet. And then it became my mission to fix this, because this appears to be a rather simple tool. But if you're a new user, what is a wallet? You don't even understand what it is that you're generating, how you're using it, how you're onboarding. If you click through these links, half of the pages look exactly the same as the other one. So how functionally are they different? And so so at the beginning of 2018, we found ourselves at a crossroads. We needed to build a new team, and we needed to decide how we're moving forward. And what we decided was, we're going to do a studs-up reinvention of this tool. Something that addresses the needs of the users that we are getting flooded with tickets. How does this work? Okay, I've created a wallet. Where do I get ETH? How do I buy it? All of these questions, we decided that we were going to build a product that allowed people to move through the Ethereum ecosystem simply and easily, And we did it based on these 3 really simple principles of UX philosophy. That every decision that we made on the site had to educate the user, had to work to keep the user safe, and I'll go into that in a little in a minute, and it had to be interoperable. It had to be the site had to be elastic enough to evolve with the Ethereum ecosystem. It had to be elastic enough to accommodate the new dApps that were going to be made. It had to be able to follow the stream of Ethereum wherever it take it, and allow us to interact with the ecosystem as a whole. So we started from the outside in. So all of our development up until that point had been focused on the site itself, but how do people come into it? So as we brought in a new team, we also brought in UX designers and mobile designers. And it was our mobile designer, a gentleman by the name of Alex Komarov, who decided that that the design philosophy should be tested in our first mobile product. So we introduced MEW Connect. MEW Connect is a hardware wallet style mobile application for interaction with MEW. From an onboarding perspective, what we wanted to do was we wanted to keep users safe, give them a safe way of interacting with the site without having to deal with private key management, and still keep it free. We didn't want you to have to buy $200 worth of hardware before you even knew if you even really wanted, if this is something you wanted to do. If you just wanted to play a game, try out a game, and you needed some tokens to do that, do you really want to go invest in this hardware before you do that? So this became our low-cost option because everybody has a smartphone. Now, and it proved to be a great testing ground for how we interact with users. And I just want to show you something real quick. So, and I will, now, I'm not, okay. That doesn't, that doesn't appear to, there we go. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And now your wallet is created. That is a super, super simple animation. And for some reason, it is the thing that people talk to me the most about. I was getting pulled over at DevCon in Prague, people saying, oh my God, that animation where it just tells you what it's doing. Like, it was an inspiration to people. They were like, oh, we started doing that. That was fantastic. The fact that nobody thought to just tell somebody what it was doing is mind-boggling. But it goes against some people's basic fundamental philosophies of how UI is supposed to go. You're supposed to get to the thing very simply. But if you just take the time, just a second, to tell people what is happening, even if it's already happened, by the time those first words appear on the screen, your keys have already been in your possession for like 10 seconds. But taking that time really helps to ease the user's mind and give them a grasp of what is happening behind the scenes here. And they can move into this more confidently. So now this appears on the screen, and you have the Buy Ether button right in the beginning. It's like, okay, now I have a wallet, and there's my on-ramp. And it's right there. And so far, you haven't spent a dime, and you're confident that you can move through the process. So based on that, based on the response that we got from this, we figured we were on the right track. So we took that design philosophy of educating the user throughout the process as we built up the new site. Now this is MEW version 5. We just launched last month. We moved out of beta last month. And what we decided to do is to take that little bit of friction that you got from the animation and apply it everywhere that we could so that we were guiding the user towards best practices. What were the best behaviors to go through this? So as opposed to like having a landing page where it just says create wallet, or worse, a bunch of options with esoteric language and name brand hardware wallets that, as a new user, you are not familiar with at all, and you have no idea which one you're supposed to be using. So we just boil it down to what are the key things that you would be here to do. You're either here to get a wallet or to access the wallet you already have. And for a legacy user, you can just click through and get started. And you can move through all the core functionality. But for a new user, this helps because it puts you on a path. It was the same thing with the Access My Wallet page. We used to come up with very, very big, scary warnings every time you tried to do something that we didn't think you should do, like put your private key into a browser. We decided to move away from that because there's no sense in scaring users like me, having been a potential user who had been scared off. That's the last thing I wanted to do. So what we decided to do is just make it inconvenient. Just put that little friction there. Putting your private key is the easiest way to access your wallet. It's also the worst one. And so we could have deprecated it entirely. We could have said, no, you can't do that anymore, because from our perspective, there's not really any good reason why you should ever do that. But I'm not you, and I don't know what your needs are. I don't know what your individual needs are at every individual moment. And because we consider crypto still to be a gateway to economic freedom, we're not going to take this authoritarian stance that says you can't do that. We're just going to make it very inconvenient, educating the user every step of the way. This is not the best way of doing it. And if they ultimately decide to do it because that's what they have to do, then so be it. But we're reinforcing best practices as you move through the website. The send transaction page, it's just an easy to use dashboard that lets you know where everything is. These are the essential pieces of information you need to transact on the blockchain. And that's all there is to that. I think there's some word missing. So I want to talk a little bit about safety. Safety and security are not the same thing. As a matter of fact, they're kind of opposing forces. The immutability of the blockchain is its primary security feature. And for a new user, that's precisely what makes it dangerous. It's precisely the thing that they have to be, a new user has to be wary of, because if they make a mistake, there's no way to undo it. And this is something that's harped upon a lot. Something that's harped upon a lot, but when we talk about security in blockchain, it can be a detriment to UX. To frame it in terms of a safety issue, a vault is secure. But if you don't know how to use a vault, if you don't know that you're supposed to keep your combination, if you don't know how to keep your combination, if you don't know how to use a combination, you don't know not to share your combination, then the security of the vault is secure, but your funds are not safe. And we're essentially asking people when they come into blockchain to figure it out, to just know how to use it. And it's relying on its security. But safety is security plus behavior. And that's where all the educational initiatives that we have based the site are so important, because it reinforces all of these, it good behaviors that allow users to prevent them from making mistakes, prevent them from exposing their private keys to phishers. And because at the end of the day, users are their own best protection. Like, we can only put into place the framework in which good behaviors are reinforced, but we can't by ourselves keep users safe. And so as we've built out version 5, we've focused very, very heavily on education as a way of keeping users safe. So I want to talk a little bit. So once we've gotten to the point where we know how to keep users safe, now the real work comes in, which is, what the hell do you use this stuff for? Because yes, there's been plenty of speculation and there's plenty of investment, but most people are not investors. They want to do something. You can make a pretty website and you can give them a lot of charts, and you can pick nice colors and create great animations, but at the end, what is this all for? And so one of the things that we wanted to do was be able to keep the platform as flexible as possible so that we could integrate new use cases as they arise. Now, we've always started, our first foray into interoperability was always the swap page. You've been able to swap on MyEtherWallet for a while, but we decided that because we wanted our users to be able to kind of go through the entire initial life cycle of entrance into crypto, that we would make our swap page into something of a mini crypto marketplace. So we've partnered with several different partners. Simplex for the on-road into crypto. We have partners our partners Biddy, our partners Changely, and Kyber Network all supply different types of token swaps, and we've structured it so those three compete on the platform for the best rates for our users. And because of that allows them to get acclimated to how competition within the space actually works. It makes them feel like they're getting a deal because they can shop right on the platform. And when it comes time to offload some of your crypto, we do have an exit to fiat option through our partner Biddy. So really, you can go through in a half hour if you wanted to, if you were really on a blitz. If you wanted to get in and get out, you could do the whole thing in a half hour. It's weird, but I don't recommend it. But it's something that something that we have allowed the users to do, and it makes it, when you have that entire circle there, it allows the user to feel secure that if I don't like this, if this is not something that's for me right now, I have an entry point and I have an exit point, and that creates user confidence. And we're expanding the philosophy that have gone into our swap page into our dApps page. So this is a newly introduced portion of the website that is meant to do two things. One, it's to give users more options for things to do with their crypto and to educate them about different projects that are going on in the Ethereum ecosystem. We have 4 dApps currently on the page. We will be planning on adding them at about a clip of 1 to 2 a month over the foreseeable future. And we have decentralized finance dApps coming in on the pipe. So please do check this out. And we are actively looking for developers who are looking to raise their profile. We have about 1 million unique users a month that come to MyEtherWallet. So it's a great place you can to both get some exposure and to use our take advantage of our interface. I've been told that I have to wrap up. So I just want to say that the greatest UX tool in your toolbox is a diverse team. Now, this is a team of people who are crypto aficionados, crypto skeptics, developers, all of whom are just trying to solve real-world problems in their own lives using this technology. And there's really no substitute for it. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much.